Today, it's the Jitters. This cocktail feels a little challenging to talk about because the drink is not called Jitters. It's called Hitler's Jitters. And using Hitler's name in a cocktail seems a little bit flippant or irresponsible. But this is not a new or recent cocktail. It's a drink that's from the 1930s. And no figure was more prominent in the late 1930s and early 1940s than Hitler. So the name of this drink seems a little bit more appropriate and not quite so irresponsible. And the name of this drink is actually a positive. The drink and the people that drink this give Hitler the jitters. And the jitters was a phrase used much more commonly at the time to signify unease or anxiety. So technically, Hitler's jitters is a positive. He's the worried one. He's the anxious one. But that term was not used very broadly. But if you remove that apostrophe S, you will find that the term is actually incredibly common for that time. But this was an anxiety caused by Hitler. Hitler's jitters was a shorthand descriptor for the jumpiness, the anxiety, the nervousness of the time period. You'll see this pop up in newspapers and radio as a shorthand for the constant background anxiety, war scares, financial market movements, borders shifting, and the sense that Europe is on the verge of chaos or even possibly collapse. Hitler jitters was a collective unease and that tension under daily life, while the world waited to see what happened next. Now, we all know what happened next, and this is not a World War II channel after all. Well, I guess the Mai Tai is a World War II cocktail, which means we do cover that topic like 25 to 50% of the time. But no reason to get into that right now. But let's get into this drink. The only known recipe in existence that I'm aware of comes from Jeff Beachbum Berry in his book, Potions of the Caribbean. And if you were watching this channel and you like tropical drinks, which I think a lot of you do, then this is basically like course book number 1, Intro to Tropical Cocktails. And if you don't have this, you should get it. Now, Berry points to this specific recipe, the Hitler's Jitters, that's with the apostrophe S, to have been created at the Cafe Plaza in Maracaibo, Venezuela by F. Garcia Bode. Now, he had previously worked in New York as well as a little-known hotel in Cuba called the Hotel Nacional. Now, Beachbum Berry shows the drink to be served in a chilled cocktail glass, shaken and strained, but why not use a glass to match the name of this drink? Because there is probably no man that gave Hitler a case of the jitters more than this man, Supreme Allied Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower. And this is the most expensive mug that I've ever purchased, and just to be clear, it is not a tiki mug. This mug was made by Barrington and is a Toby jug. These were British pub mugs that predate what we call tiki mugs by about 200 years. Not everything is tiki just because you like it. So I'm using this mug for this drink today because it just seems appropriate for the name of the cocktail. We're kind of like canceling things out here. But a chilled cocktail glass would do just fine and be historically appropriate. But this cocktail is not the reason I even have this mug. And I'll share with you later after we make it. But basically, I wanted this mug. I got this mug, and I thought maybe recoup some of the cost incurred by getting this mug by making a video. And this cocktail came to mind. So let's go ahead and make it. Start with half an ounce of a simple syrup, 1 ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of a white creme de cacao, and then it calls for 3 ounces of a white Cuban or Puerto Rican rum, but I'm using Diplomatico Planas since it is from Venezuela. And there you go. Hitler's Jitters. How many other cocktail channels are out here talking about Hitler, drinking out of Eisenhower's head? I don't know, but feels like a straw's appropriate here. Definitely missed my wash line. We're about right here on the mug, right here. So let's try it. Cheers. It's actually very good. It's a strong daiquiri with chocolate as part of our sweetener. 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, 1/2 ounce of white creme de cacao with the ounce of lime juice, and then 3 ounces of rum. Diplomatic Planets is 47% ABV, so it's pretty strong. It doesn't taste super strong here. Others can get into this. Going to discuss them more in the comments or wherever. But the white rum at the time was, I believe, higher proof. So maybe 43, maybe 45, whatever. The old Bacardis were that way too. But this, it's good. White creme de cacao, especially if you get a higher quality one or one that you like, it gives a mild chocolatey note, but it's kind of hidden. I guess the flavor is there, but I think what it is a little hidden. If you're not used to some of these unusual, daiquiri-like cocktails, tropical cocktails, classic cocktails that call for like lemon or lime juice and then a little bit of creme de cacao and a spirit, you might be used to that. But if you're not, it can take a couple seconds, minutes maybe to figure out what it is. But it has a nice chocolate undertone without tasting like, chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or eating chocolate, but it just has a nice subtle chocolate flavor. So as I mentioned earlier, I didn't get this mug for this cocktail. It just seemed like a fortuitous fitting of, drinks, how to talk about this drink in a way that's not just talking about Hitler. And I'm wondering now if anyone's going to see this video because it gets sort of, I don't want to say struck down. I don't really dabble much in controversial YouTube terms and words, so I don't know. We'll see. But a little bit about why I picked this mug. I've wanted this mug for like 20 years, and then I think I first saw it on eBay about 20 years ago. They're expensive. They're usually over $200, but someone on Instagram recently shared with me a picture. They saw one at a thrift shop for like, I don't know, under 100, maybe even under like $80. Anyways, as far as mugs go, one of the mugs that I've wanted more than any other mug that I could think of. And I'm not going to tell you exactly where this mug is from in terms of like why I'm getting it, but there are some Easter eggs here, this mug being one of them. But at the end of this video, in the end card where I usually put multiple videos of mine, I'm going to put 2 videos that are about this mug. Or actually one about this mug and one about like the person and the reason I have this mug. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. And if you already know what I'm talking about, you're my people. And if you see what I'm talking about, I feel like the people that get that humor are people that can understand me better and I can understand you better. And the mug's staying on the bar for now, but it is becoming a problem. If you use cameras, you might know about autofocus. And one of the problems with this is now there are multiple faces on the bar. And my camera picks up this face. If there's a time in the future you see me out of focus now, it's probably Eisenhower's fault. All right, that's it for this one. See you on the next one.